There are moments in life when everything shifts, not because the world around you suddenly changes, but because you do. This is one of those moments. The waiting, the wondering, the silent questions you carried in your heart have not been wasted. Something has been aligning beneath the surface, quietly, intentionally, powerfully. And today the message is clear. The season of preparation has reached a turning point. What you thought was delay was actually precision. You were not meant to become who you were yesterday and step into what you desire tomorrow. Growth always comes first. The refining you experienced, learning boundaries, recognizing your worth, releasing patterns that no longer serve you was necessary. You weren't being held back. You were being built up. Every lesson sharpened your discernment. Every pause strengthened your clarity. You are no longer asking for connection from a place of lack, but from a place of alignment. What you once interpreted as delay was never stagnation. It was strategic development happening beneath the surface. Life does not rush what must be stable, and you were being strengthened in areas no one else could see. While you questioned the timing, your inner foundation was being reinforced so that when movement came, you would be able to sustain it without losing yourself in the process. Every pause forced you to listen instead of react. It required you to sit with your thoughts, confront your patterns, and recognize what you were truly available for and what you were no longer willing to tolerate. That quiet space refined your awareness and sharpened your discernment, turning confusion into clarity and impatience into understanding. You were learning how to choose rather than chase. In that space, desire matured into intention and hope evolved into self-trust. What once felt like uncertainty began to shape confidence, not because answers appeared suddenly, but because you learned how to trust your internal compass without external validation. The distance between where you were and where you wanted to be became a training ground. You developed emotional discipline, learning how to respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. This discipline was not accidental. It was necessary to break cycles that could not follow you into what lies ahead. Moments of stillness revealed truths that movement would have hidden. You recognized how much of your energy had been spent proving, fixing, or settling. That awareness allowed you to reclaim your power and redirect it toward growth that was sustainable, not performative. The waiting taught you that readiness is not about speed, but about alignment. You discovered that being prepared means being secure in your values, clear in your boundaries, and grounded in your sense of self. These qualities cannot be rushed, and they cannot be borrowed from anyone else. What seemed like silence was actually instruction. Each experience added another layer of resilience, teaching you how to remain steady even when outcomes were uncertain. You learned patience without losing ambition and faith in yourself without depending on reassurance. You became stronger in ways that don't announce themselves. Your standards elevated quietly, your tolerance for inconsistency diminished, and your ability to walk away from what didn't serve you increased. These internal shifts are the real indicators of progress, even when nothing outward appeared to change. The delay protected you from entering situations unprepared. It kept you from repeating old mistakes and settling for familiar discomfort. Timing was not working against you. It was ensuring that when opportunity arrived, you would meet it as your most grounded and aware self. What you gained during that season is now part of who you are. The clarity, patience, and emotional strength you developed are permanent, shaping how you move forward, how you choose, and how you recognize what truly aligns with the future you are ready to step into. Alignment begins internally long before it ever shows up in your external experiences. When your values, actions, and intentions move in the same direction, you stop sending mixed signals to life. You become clear about what you want and equally clear about what you will no longer accept. And that clarity reshapes what is able to approach you. When you are aligned, you no longer operate from urgency or fear. You are not trying to fill a gap or prove your worth. Instead, you move with quiet confidence, knowing that connection is not something to chase, but something to recognize. This shift alone changes the quality of interactions you attract. Alignment refines your standards without hardening your heart. You remain open, but you are no longer available for inconsistency or confusion. Your energy communicates stability, self-respect, and emotional awareness, and those qualities naturally filter out what cannot meet you at that level. The right connection does not require you to perform or pretend. When alignment is present, authenticity becomes effortless. You speak honestly, act intentionally, and trust that being yourself is enough. This creates space for mutual respect rather than imbalance or emotional negotiation. As alignment deepens, you stop confusing intensity with compatibility. You recognize that calm consistency is more valuable than unpredictable excitement. What once felt boring now feels safe, and what once felt thrilling now feels draining. This awareness protects you from repeating patterns that no longer serve you. Alignment also sharpens discernment. You become quicker to notice when words and actions do not match, and you no longer rationalize behavior that causes discomfort. This clarity is not judgmental, it is self-honoring, and it ensures that only genuine connections gain access to your time and energy. When you are aligned, you create an environment where mutual growth is possible. You are not seeking someone to rescue you or complete you, but someone who complements your direction. This shift transforms connection into partnership rather than dependency. The energy of alignment is steady, not desperate. It invites conversations rooted in honesty and decisions rooted in intention. It allows connection to unfold naturally without pressure, timelines, or forced outcomes, creating space for trust to develop organically. Alignment teaches you that attraction is not about availability alone, but about compatibility at the core level. You begin to value shared values, emotional intelligence, and mutual respect more than surface level chemistry. And this recalibration changes what feels meaningful to you. As alignment becomes your default state, the right connection recognizes you without explanation. There is ease in communication, clarity in intention, and consistency in effort because alignment removes confusion and allows connection to form on solid ground. Confidence is not proven by what you think or feel, but by what you choose to do when hesitation appears. It is built through movement, not intention alone. Every time you act despite uncertainty, you reinforce trust in yourself and weaken the hold of doubt that once dictated your decisions. Action transforms confidence from an idea into a habit. Waiting to feel ready often becomes a quiet excuse to remain comfortable, but growth demands forward motion before certainty arrives. The moment you take responsibility for your next step, you begin to shift from passive hope into active self-belief. True confidence does not announce itself loudly. It shows up consistently. It is revealed in how you communicate your boundaries, how you make decisions without over-explaining, and how you walk away from what does not align with your standards. These actions send a clear message that you trust your judgment. Every decisive move strengthens your internal authority. When you follow through on what you say you will do, you prove to yourself that your words have weight. This integrity builds self-respect, and self-respect becomes the foundation of unshakable confidence. Confidence grows when you stop outsourcing your validation. Taking action without waiting for approval requires courage, but it also creates freedom. You begin to realize that external reassurance is optional when your choices are rooted in clarity and self-awareness. Action also reveals what thinking alone cannot. Through experience, you learn what works, what doesn't, and what truly matters to you. Each step provides feedback, refining your direction and sharpening your discernment, making confidence more informed and less emotional. When you hesitate less, you tolerate less. Action raises your standards because you no longer accept situations that contradict your values. You choose alignment over comfort and long-term fulfillment over short-term ease, reinforcing your belief in your ability to create the life you want. Confidence requires the willingness to risk disappointment without losing self-trust. Taking action means accepting that not every outcome will be perfect, but every outcome will be instructive. This mindset replaces fear with resilience and transforms setback. See case into strength. As action becomes consistent, fear loses its authority. You recognize that discomfort is temporary, but regret lingers longer than uncertainty. Each step forward reduces the power of what once intimidated you and expands your sense of capability. Over time, confidence becomes automatic because action has rewired your response to challenge. You move with clarity, decide with intention, and trust yourself to adjust as needed, knowing that forward motion keeps you in control of your direction.